Ooh, did y'all see the energy that Jay was bringing in this episode? He had me channeling my inner Jilly from Philly, baby.
That's what the I'm talking about. God.
Let's talk about it.
Roxiie says we're gonna talk about it.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Roxie with Roxiie Says, and we're going to talk about it. Today we are reviewing Ready to Love Season 10, Episode 3, okay? And I was so excited for this episode to see everybody get together and mingling. So let's get into this review. But before we do, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you are made aware every time I post a new video. All right, so let's get into it. It's week 3, and everyone is gathering at the comedy club, and we see Eddie in his confessional saying that there were a couple of possibles in the first batch of women, but he's really excited to meet the next batch and weigh his options. All right, so immediately we see that Angie, you know, the one who snatched the bouquet at the wedding, she's mad at Wayne because he didn't call or text her all weekend after they exchanged numbers. Wayne says that he was sleeping. He says that he was sleeping the whole weekend, Wayne. You were asleep. Don't even piss me off, all right? So Angie is wondering if what they have is real or if he's just playing with you. Girl, how can it be real, Angie? Y'all just met like yesterday. No, it ain't real. He's not even sitting next to her at the comedy club. She's sitting at a table by herself with like 3 empty chairs around her, and Wayne is sitting next to Deanna, all right? So that should tell you everything that you need to know, baby. Also, I'm sure that Wayne didn't want to lock himself to anyone before he met the other ladies, right? And girl, you shouldn't want to lock yourself to no damn Wayne until you meet the other men. Hello? Now, I can understand her expecting some type of communication and getting upset at that stupid excuse because he is trying to play in your face. But baby, the way I wouldn't have said shit to Wayne, I wouldn't have said shit to Wayne. Why you ain't call me? Why you ain't text me? We ain't finna do that. We ain't finna do that. We about to meet this next batch of men and see what's up with them. Okay, that's what we gonna do. So Tommy comes out and he introduces the new singles, and they notice that Sahara is back, right? The first batch, they recognize, oh, Sahara is back, but Will is gone. Ain't nobody surprised about that. So Tommy tells them that this week's goal is to date with a purpose and focus on the qualities that you're looking for in a partner. He also tells them that he's meeting with the ladies this week to decide which men are staying or leaving, so the ladies are in power. Okay, so we see everyone, they get to mingling, and Coley tells us that since the women are in power this week, she feels like she can relax a bit more. And I'm like, girl, so you want to be even more ditzy than you were last week? Don't do that. That is not a good game plan, okay? But Eddie catches her eye, and they sit down for a little date, and she tells him that she's been single for 4 years, she has a great job, and she's just looking for her person. Eddie tells Coley that he wants to build an empire with his partner. And then we see Deanna, she's bonding with Cisco over working out, and Deanna tells us that at the first mixer, she connected most with Eddie, but Cisco, he has that strong masculine energy, and she liked that, okay? She liked that, and she loves that he's really funny. When she tells him that she's a firefighter, Cisco is very impressed. He was like, oh, really? Every time Deanna tells someone that she's a firefighter, all the guys be like, oh, really? Word? And in his confessional, Cisco tells us that he loves Deanna's aura, and he says that she gives off strength, and he can see them being a power couple. And it sounds cute, but I'm always a little leery when a man uses the adjective of strong to describe a woman, when that's like the first or only thing that he says about her, because that often means that he's planning to work you, okay? And not in the way that you want to be worked, all right? So next we see Tay and Rose, and they're meeting with Naeem, his 5 kids, and his 3 baby mamas. Just Naeem for today. And I want to see how long it's going to take him to tell these ladies about his family, right? So in his confessional, Naeem says that Tay is beautiful and he's very attracted to her and he would like to get to know her. He's not really paying any attention to Rose during this conversation. And I said, lucky you, Rose. Lucky you, okay? So he quickly asks Tay if she has any kids, and she says, no, I don't have any kids. And she's like, do you have any kids? And he's like, I got 5 kids, 3 baby mamas, and a partridge in a pear tree. And she gets up. She grabs her drink and she gets up and she's like, bye, because she thought that he was joking. Who wouldn't think that he was joking with the way that he said it, okay? I would have thought that he was joking too. But child, when she finds out that he was serious, she lets us know in her confessional that he's very handsome and she wants to come into this experience with an open mind. Tay, baby, no, baby. No, baby. Open-minded doesn't mean dumb. Open-minded doesn't mean accept any and everything, okay? And don't feel no way about it, Tay. Don't feel no way about it. You can confidently say, 5 kids, 3 baby mamas. That's not going to work for me. And like I said, don't feel bad about it at all, because if he wasn't attracted to you, y'all wouldn't even be having this conversation in the first place. He would be paying you dust like he's doing Rose, okay? Let's be clear. On top of that, he tells the ladies that he's never been married before. He didn't marry any of his children's mothers, and he doesn't believe that there's a time frame for marriage, and he's just a sucker for love. How old are these children? Why is no one asking him that? How old are these children? I want to know. So we see Cam and Shanice, they're having a conversation where he tells her that marriage is not his goal. Just being happy with his person is the goal in whatever form that comes in. And he says that he's down for whatever. Child, in Shanice's confessional, she's like, oh, that's a red flag. Yes, it is, baby. Yes, it is. And in my opinion, it's giving that Cam is here for a good time, not a long time. But Shanice, she actually wants to be married and start a family. Next, we see that Sahara has her eyes on Hussein, okay? And he says that he loves a confident woman like her. Sahara tells him that her last relationship was toxic, so she had to move on. And Hussein says, yeah, girl, I see that you moved on. You're glowing, you shining and all that. And in Hussein's confessional, he says that he likes the flirting that they're doing, and he's loving their conversation and her laughter and how real she is. So next we have another man saying that he's not really looking for marriage. We got Wayne and his bayang, and he's telling Rose that this country makes a mockery out of marriage, so he don't want to do it. What are some other things that this country makes a mockery out of that you happily indulge in, Wayne? Is it just marriage? It's giving cop out, all right? If these ladies are looking to get married, so far Cam, Naeem, and Wayne are a no-go, all right? And Rose is trying to tell him not to let society dictate him getting married or finding love. Girl, don't waste your time on that conversation, because he's using society as a scapegoat, okay? So everything that you're saying to him is going in one ear and coming out the other. Don't even waste your time explaining anything to him. So some people are leaving, and we see Khalil and Rocky. They didn't want to say bye to each other. Remember, they were feeling each other from the very beginning, and he was in the bottom too because he didn't spend much time with the other ladies. Let's hope that he spoke to a few more ladies this time and didn't just stay up under Rocky, because I really want Khalil to stay. Okay, I really like him. So next we see Deanna. She's having a conversation with Cam, and they're chatting about firefighter stuff. And we find out that Cam just became a firefighter recently. I think, did he say? I can't remember how long he said, but he's been a firefighter for less time than Deanna has been, okay? Remember, Deanna is 10 years in, and she's like, oh, I actually teach the cadets and stuff like that. And when she said that, Cam's face completely changed. His face completely changed. And in Deanna's confessional, she says that she can tell that he was intimidated. And I'm like, yeah, Deanna, that's because you're not starstruck over him being a firefighter, like he says that most women are. And she also says that he's not her type at all. And she tells him, look, I'm sorry, but I don't date on the job. And he laughs it off and he says, oh, no problem, I understand. But then Deanna takes it a step too far, and she says, and not only that, how tall are you, Deanna? Why you, girl, you ain't have to say that. And he's like, oh, I'm like 5'10" on a good day, on a strong on a strong day. And she was like, yeah, I figured that. Now, I'm not crazy about Cam at all, but girl, the second comment was not necessary. You could have just left it at, I don't date on the job. That's all you had to say. And in Cam's confessional, he says, look, she's a pretty girl and she's really cool, and I understand her not wanting to date another firefighter or whatever, but don't be rude about it. And honestly, I had to agree with Cam on that. Girl, you did not have to talk about that man's height, okay? He know how tall he is. So we see True next, and she set up a little group date at a skating rink with Jay, Kiara, Hussein, and Shanice. And True is asking Naeem why he hasn't texted her back. If y'all don't stop begging these men to text y'all back, if y'all don't stop asking these men why they didn't text you, if y'all don't stop telling them that they didn't text or call you, they know. They know that they didn't text and call you, boo. You don't gotta tell them. Just pay them dust, okay? Because if he wanted to, what? He would, right? He was probably busy watching Gracie's Corner and Miss Rachel with his 5 kids. Let that man live, all right? But she doesn't like that he had her number and didn't use it. But he says that he had a nice text exchange with her in the morning. She was like, yeah, but I had to text you first. What are you talking about? So in his confessional, Naeem says that he was taken aback that the text bubbles were green instead of blue because they both have iPhones. Us iPhone people know if you're texting someone with another iPhone, it's going to be blue. If you're texting someone with something else, it's going to be green, okay? So he says that made him raise an eyebrow like, hold up, did she give me an alternate number? Like, what's up with that? I'm not feeling that. So as some of y'all might not know, you can have multiple phone numbers on your phone. I think any woman who is dating should be giving out alternate numbers. Do not give these people your real phone number, okay? Give them an alternate number that you can block easily if necessary, because some of these people be crazy. They be crazy, okay? But like True said, who cares what number I gave you if you didn't use it? What difference does it make? All right. So we see everyone, they're skating, they're having a good time. Kiara and Jay, they're holding hands, and so is Shanice and Hussein. And Shanice tells us that Hussein is one of her strongest connections because he's strong and athletic, and she feels like if she was to fall, he would catch her. What else other than him being tall, strong, and athletic makes him your strongest connection? But we need more than that, okay? Yes, he's tall. Yes, he's chocolate, but what else do you connect with him on, all right? So anyway, I guess because Naeem didn't text True back, now she's flirting with Hussein, telling him how beautiful he is with his chocolate skin and his beard. And Hussein is all blushing. He's blushing. He's eating it up. And he returns the compliment to True, all right? So next we see Naeem, and he is telling the story that I honestly think he just tells to every woman so that he comes off as vulnerable and sweet and in tune with his emotions and all that. He's like, all my life I've put myself on the back burner and I tried to fit in and been a people pleaser. This is the same thing that he said in his like little intro video, okay? He says this a lot, and I'm not saying it's not true, but I feel like he has a purpose in telling people this story, especially women, okay? He got a motive to it. And he says that now he's at a point in life where he has to put himself first. I think you've been putting yourself first, Naeem. Something tells me you've been putting yourself first, okay? But next we see Jay and Kiara, and they're bonding over being only children. Hey, shout out to the only child crew. I'm part of that crew too, okay? They say we're spoiled, but I mean, I am kind of spoiled, okay? But Jay says that when he's in a relationship, he's loyal and he's a lover boy. And Kiara's like, ooh, I love that. I love me a lover boy because I'm a lover girl and I'm a princess, all right? And in Jay's confessional, he says that Kiara gives the vibe of baddie who likes to be courted in a certain way. And he says that he can do that. He says he is up for the challenge. I said, okay, Jay, I like to hear it. I like to hear it. You starting to look like Omar Epps now. I was wrong in the first video because the way that you talking, I see it now. I see it. He says that his love language is physical touch, and he says that he likes his lady up under him all the time, right? So Kiara, she puts her foot on him, and she's like, oh, you can rub my feet if you want to. I mean, you can rub my feet. Baby, they are clearly both feeling each other, and he tells her that he really likes her, and he wants to be around her. Let me repeat that. This man looks Kiara in her eye. He's like, look, I like you. I really like you. And I want to be around you. Energy. Straight like that. He's making it clear what he wants. He's telling her, girl, I want you. Ain't no guessing games. They know why you didn't text me back. He's going after what he wants. I said, Omar, baby, is that you? See, something was wrong with my eyes when I watched the first 2 episodes. I see it now. Okay? I was smiling through this entire conversation. I loved it so much, and I love these two together so far, okay? Don't piss me off, y'all. So we see that Angie, she set up a double date with herself, Coley, Eddie, and Wayne, and Angie is telling Coley that she exchanged numbers with Wayne too, and he never called or texted her either. And Coley was like, hold up, wait a minute. I think I did as well. He didn't call or text me. Wayne, are you just collecting these phone numbers as some type of scam or something? Like, what you got going on? You just collecting numbers and not calling or texting anybody? Because at this point, I was like, listen, ladies, y'all better do what y'all need to do and send Wayne the home, okay? Tonight. Because why is he here? Or is he one of those men who think that the women are supposed to chase him and his bayangs around? Let me know, okay? But did y'all peep that when Wayne came, none of the ladies hugged him as deserved? But baby, when Eddie came, they both got up and they was like, hey, Eddie. And they gave him a hug and all of that. That had me cracking up. In Coley's confessional, she says that she's really feeling Eddie because he's cute and he's easy to talk to. And she feels blessed that she was given a second chance and got the opportunity to meet him because, she was about to be going home last week, all right? So Angie starts off by saying that she was married before. And I was like, hold on, you were married before? I thought it was engaged, but she's going to explain further, okay? But she says that her ex-husband paid for everything. He took care of everything. And she says that that is not the life that she wants for herself because her ex wouldn't let her do anything. I think that it's important to know that you can, it can be split. Just because you have someone who is a provider doesn't mean that they're going to try to control your entire life. You can find a man with some balance, all right? So in her confessional, she explains that she was in a relationship when she was about 23 years old. So obviously that's not the fiance who passed away, okay? Because she was with him a bit later. And Coley is just saying Same to everything that Angie is talking about. So Eddie says that he wants a woman who understands that some days he's going to be stressed out and he might bring work home. From the very first episode, Eddie was talking about work. He was saying that he works a lot, which is a good thing. He's young, build your empire, do what you got to do. But I don't know if he's going to be able to have that work-life balance, all right? It seems like work is going to take up a whole lot of his time. So he's going to need to figure that out. And like he said, it's going to take the right woman to understand that, all right? So it's Wayne's turn, and he says that he's been journaling. And baby, as soon as this man said that he journals, all the girls are like, oh my God, you be journaling? Oh, that is so good. That's like another form of therapy. Oh my goodness. I love that. I'm like, don't listen to this man. But he says that he's looking for loyalty, okay? And he says that his younger brother has been married for 5 years and he has a son, and it's really inspiring to see him in that father-husband role, right? And out of nowhere, Coley starts crying. So I'm like, oh no, what's going on? And she says that today is actually her late brother's birthday. Unfortunately, he passed away in a motorcycle accident in the Philippines, and she says that he's still her favorite person in the whole wide world. It's a very emotional moment, and they all toast to Coley's brother Jason, which I thought was very sweet. I really loved that moment. And then she says that that's one of the reasons why she feels so close to Eddie, because he lost his dad at the age of 7. And when she said that, I was like, wait, hold on. No. I don't like that. You don't want to bond over something like that, baby. You don't want to bond over something like that. You should want to feel close to Eddie for other things outside of grief and pain, right? And trauma, okay? But in Eddie's confessional, he does say that Coley opening up about her brother made their connection stronger. No, you don't want y'all connection to be built on that. I understand him appreciating her vulnerability, but make sure that y'all find something outside of shared grief to bond and connect on, all right? Eddie tells them that his dad is why he goes so hard, because he has an image of what his dad would be or what his dad wanted him to be. And Coley is like, yeah, me too. That's how I feel about my brother. And then she also lets them know that she is happy that Tommy gave her a second chance to meet them, all right? So after that, we see Angie. She has a one-on-one conversation with Wayne to make sure that things are good between them. And she tells Wayne, look, if you feeling me, if you feel a connection with me, you need to pursue it. But if not, it's okay. I'm cool with that too. And all Wayne says is, oh, okay. And in his confessional, he's like, oh, I'm flattered, but I just wish that she would give me space so that I could do it in my own time. Sounding just like Akechi from Married at First Sight. Sir, this is an expedited process. Did you not know that? Did they not give you a paper to fill out and sign explaining the parameters of this experience? What are you talking about in your own time? Time is limited, sir. Time is limited. And why didn't you say that foolishness to her instead of in your confessional, huh? So that she could hear the bullshit that you really on and she could excuse herself from that table. But she does tell him, don't wait too long because there are decisions that need to be made. And I feel like his response to what she said was already the answer that she was looking for, okay? But he tells her that he respects her directness and he will follow up as such. And she jokes and she says, well, you better or I'm going to have to whoop your ass. And he laughs and he's like, well, maybe I won't then, child. Angie did not like that. Angie did not like that at all. Angie, you better not ask him again. Don't see Wayne. Well, we going to get to the end. But if you were to see him again, don't ask that man, hey, you said you were going to text me. You said you were going to call me. Stop doing that, okay? If they don't text and call, pay them dust. On to the next, all right? And as for Wayne, it is crystal clear that this man is very unserious. I don't even know why y'all playing with him. So the ladies are still in power this week, and we see Rocky. She set up a group date with herself, Tay, Rose, and Fritz, and Khalil, and Cam to take a pottery class, all right? So they play around with the clay, and we see Khalil, he takes Tay aside for a little conversation. And in his confessional, he says that he's sure if he spends some time with her, that they can have a strong connection. And he asks her how she handles conflict. And Tay says, look, to be honest, I do need a second sometimes because in certain moments, you can say things that hurt the other person really deep and you can't take it back. And I said, oh, Tay, your mouth gets lethal when you mad, huh? I know somebody like that. I know somebody just like that. But she says that she has learned to take a breather before responding, which is always the best option. Sometimes you need a second or two just to, right? Process your thoughts, process what the other person has said to you, before you respond, okay? That's always the best route to go. So in Tay's confessional, she says that she is feeling Khalil. She loves how he wears his hair and how he carries himself. And I think that so far, Khalil is my favorite guy, okay? He has a really chill vibe, a calm confidence about him, but he seems really friendly, approachable, and fun, right? We see Rocky and Fritz having a talk, and he tells her that he takes pride in being a mama's boy. And Rocky says that she's a daddy's girl. Rocky tells us that she loves that he has a good relationship with his mom because that means that he respects women. Most times when a man has a good relationship with his mother, that means that he does respect women. But some of them only love their mama. They only love their mother and their sister, and everybody else can kiss their ass, okay? Real talk. Or you can have one of those mother-son relationships where he doesn't know how to set healthy boundaries in the relationship, and that mother is a pain in the ass, okay? But Fritz, he seems like a cool dude. He seems like a cool dude so far, right? So he tells Rocky that his birthday is in 2 days, and he's going to have to send her his location so that she could slide through. And he's like, what's wrong? You scared? And he says that, but he's the one who looks really nervous because he's tapping a hole in that couch as he's speaking to Rocky, okay? But then they flirt a little bit, and they talk about going deep in the waters and all that. And he's like, well, how deep you want me to go? I said, okay, I love that for y'all. I love that for y'all. So next day, she goes on a date with Cam, and he tells her that he's looking for a woman who's feminine so that he can be masculine. Any man who needs you to be feminine in order for him to be masculine, he's just not masculine on his own. Red flag. Red flag. Any man who's like, okay, I can't be masculine because she... Red flag. Sir, you should be able to be masculine all on your own, okay? But that's a whole other conversation. But I do wish that they went deeper into what feminine and masculine means to the both of them because people have different definitions nowadays, all right? Then Cam says, oh, I understand you got to work hard and all that, but when you come home, you're going to have to fall in line. Hold on a second. See, I already knew what type of time Cam was on before he even said that. Before he even said that, I peeped what type of time Cam was on. But the way that he said that, the verbiage that he used, oh, baby, it's a hell no. It's a hell no. I can already see Cam throwing a whole fit at home because you don't have dinner ready for him after you went out and worked all day, just like he did. I don't give a damn if he's a firefighter. Y'all both went to work, right? I could be wrong. I can be wrong. I don't know the guy. But when he said fall in line, baby, my eyes started twitching. Something about that. And the fact that he's a firefighter, okay? Look up the stats. Don't get mad at me. Look up the stats with the firefighters, the cops, military men, pilots, all of that. And he doesn't make it any better when he tells Tay that him and his firefighter bros, they go out every weekend and they drink heavy and all of that. And he says that his longest relationship was only 2 years and that being in a long relationship is something that he probably struggles with. Baby, Tay isn't feeling it at all. She isn't feeling it at all. Did I say I didn't like him in my last review? I can't remember if I said it or not, but I'm saying it now. I don't like Cam at all, okay? And this is the second conversation where he didn't get the response that he wanted and his face completely switched up. Same thing that happened earlier when he was talking to Deonna and he was smiling and she said something he didn't like. That face changed real quick like Kanye West. Not feeling that, all right? So it's decision time and we see all of the ladies. They're meeting with Tommy in his vault. The vault is pretty, okay? Real pretty. And he says that right now it's time to decide which guys they're keeping and which guys they're letting go. And he lets them know anything that is discussed in this vault remains safe. What's discussed here stays here, all right? So once he makes that clear, the ladies start to run down their picks. Angie and Coley, they're feeling Eddie. Rocky and Rose, they're both feeling Fritz. Deanna, she's feeling Cisco. Kiara is feeling Jay. And she says, look, after we left the skating rink, I was like, oh my God, my car is on E. I totally forgot. I didn't even realize. And he was like, they drove to the gas station together and he filled her tank. When he said that, all the ladies was like, yes, yes. That scene had me cracking up. And she says that she already feels like that's her man. Like I said before, I really like Kiara and Jade together. They had a really cute conversation at the skating rink, okay? So Tay says that Khalil was her bottom last time, and now Khalil is her top, and she feels like they just go together. Now, I told y'all that Khalil was cool. I told y'all in my last review, I'm like, look, Khalil ain't do anything wrong. He just spent too much time with Rocky. So the other ladies didn't get to meet him. But just give him a chance. And look at that. Him and Tay are vibing. My two favorites. Tay is my favorite girl, and Khalil right now is my favorite guy, and they're feeling each other. I love that for the three of us. Yes, I love that. So Sahara says that she's feeling Hussein, and True says that she's also feeling Hussein, and then Shanice says that she's also feeling Hussein, okay? And then we see her get really emotional, and she says that she's been broke, she's been homeless, all right? She's never forgotten the people who support and encourage her, and she says that that's the feeling that she got from Hussein. She got a feeling of someone who will be there for her, and her saying that makes it a lot more understandable why she works so hard, why she has so many jobs and so many businesses, because she has been broke before, and she's gonna make sure that that shit never happens again. Shout out to you, Shanice. That's really dope, all right? And she says that she wanted to be open and honest with everyone about being homeless because it's part of her story, and she's learned and grown from it. I love that, all right? So now it's time for the bad. So Rocky says that her least favorite was Eddie. She says that Eddie was given boy. Eddie, you must be getting a good edit because I haven't seen that yet. So I'm sure that we might see a little bit of it later on this season, but you got to be getting a good edit because I didn't get F-boy from you. Not yet, at least. Not yet. You seem like a man who's just about your business, okay? You go to work, you handle things. I would have liked to see more of your conversation with Rocky that made her say that, all right? So Rose says Wayne because he's just looking for a girlfriend at this time. Angie also says Wayne because he didn't call or text her back. And like I said, Angie's like, this is a quick process. You got to know what you want and go after it. Coley says that he never hit her up either after they showed footage of him actually getting her number, because at first Coley wasn't sure. She says that she forgot if she even gave him her number, but they showed the footage. They did exchange numbers and he did not hit her up. And Sahara says that she forgot that she even had a connection with him because he just disappeared, all right? So True says that her bottom pick is now Naeem because she had to text him first, and she says that she texted him with a hello, and child, when he responded, all he responded with was a thumbs up. Baby. Baby. Hell no. Send him home, all right? Kiara says that Cisco is on the bottom of her list because when she did speak to him, she felt like she was pulling teeth and she felt like he wasn't interested. Child, Deanna, Tay, Shanice, and Angie all say no to Cam, and all his conversations, they said it felt very surface level about him being a firefighter and being at the fire station, and that was it, okay? And Angie said that he's actually a little scary. She said that he got choked up when she asked him if they were gonna go on a date. Listen, Angie, you be scaring these men though. Angie, you a little scary. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna hold you. You a little scary, okay? Angie be coming on strong, okay? But still, like I said, get him out of here. I can't stand Cam. Send him home, all right? So now Tommy, he tells them that they have to decide who's going to break the news to the guys, who's going to take them out on a date and let them know who isn't ready to love. And of course, the ladies want to make sure that their top picks don't get sent home so that they can stay in the game and get to know each other for a little bit longer. And before the next scene came up, I already knew that the two people in the bottom two were going to be Cam the firefighter and Wayne with the bang. The way that Naeem and his 5 kids and his 3 baby mamas keep skirting through, I don't know, but I'm sure that he'll be booted off soon and very soon, okay? So next we see Cam. He meets up with Tay, and Deanna meets up with Wayne. And Wayne is saying that he had a real good vibe with Deanna, so he's excited to see her. Meanwhile, Cam is nervous because he knows what happens after the ladies have their little powwow. He knows someone is going home, all right? So Tay tells Cam that the ladies want him to open up more and be more vulnerable with them. And he says it may be a little bit of anxiety to pick the right person. And I'm like, yeah, you got to make sure that you pick the right woman's time to waste, right? Yeah, because you ain't trying to get married. You ain't trying to do none of that. You're just trying to vibe. I totally get it. It's a very hard choice. And he's like, I'll get there eventually, but right now I want to focus on happiness. Okay, sir, whatever. So during Deanna's meetup with Wayne, he lets Deanna know that he hasn't followed up yet with Angie and Coley because he's been so busy and he can be a bit of a space cadet. So Deanna tells him that during the meeting with Tommy, the ladies felt like he wasn't open to the process, and he was like, okay, that's valid. And Deanna's like, what? What do you that's valid? And he's like, well, I'm so into my routine that I forget to check in. And then after a few days have passed, it feels like an obligation to check in. And then I'm less excited to check in. And then I don't check in. Boy, if you don't take your ass home, So at the end of each date, we see Tay tell Cam that the ladies still think that he is ready to love. And in his confessional, he does admit that he needs to be more vulnerable, okay? I don't even think that it's a matter of vulnerability. I just get the vibe that he's not ready to settle down. He's here to have fun, find a girlfriend or whatever, but he is not here to find a wife. That's very clear, okay? And we see Deanna tell Wayne that he isn't ready to love. And he's like, oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. That's his favorite word, okay? And this man, he says that he's not here to stroke anyone's ego, so he wouldn't have done anything differently. Okay, bye, Wayne. Bye. He says that he's proud of how he moved and he's surprised that he's going home. Good riddance to Wayne, because you came here to waste everybody's time, clearly, all right? So that was episode 3. Everyone is mingled. Everyone is intertwined. Tell me all of your thoughts and your predictions. Do you have a favorite girl? Do you have a favorite guy? Do you have a favorite couple? Y'all already know who my favorites are. Let me know all your thoughts below. Before you leave, don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Double check and make sure that you're still subscribed, because sometimes YouTube be unsubscribing people, all right? And I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye!
Roxiie says we're gonna